Greetings, all you Jackson Jennets, and welcome to your Daily Dose of Donkey with Ginger. We're back bringing you the BugCap. Unfortunate loss this week to Miami, as I am joined here by the Bug. How's it going, buddy?
Good.
Good. First off, only 10 points. Not going to get the job done very often, is it?
Yeah.
You have any takeaways from this game before we start breaking down what I saw?
No.
No, just not enough plays being made by the Steelers.
Yeah.
All right, let's just go through it pretty much quarter by quarter. Shallow crossers, mid crossers, killed the Steelers, couldn't stop them the whole first half. As Miami put up a jillion points in the first quarter, it felt like 13 or something. They only put up 16 in the game, almost all came in the first quarter. Couldn't stop the power run on the outside, as apparently when you run the ball at Alex Highsmith, it equals success for opponent teams. We need to figure out that. More importantly, no blitzes this game by the Steelers, no quarterback pressures. I think we got credited with one quarterback hit. That's not a way to win, is it? The Steelers' motto is getting after the quarterback, getting sacks, and forcing turnovers, isn't it, Bug?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And on the turnover front, how about dropped interceptions this week? Wallace had 2, Sutton had 1, Edmonds had 1. Any of those plays are made, maybe the outcome's different. Bug, what you thinking? You think if we catch one of those interceptions, maybe we turn it into a touchdown and win this game?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got anything else to say about that? Like, they need to catch the ball.
No.
No, you don't think so? Well, as I told Gingy in a text, these guys play defense for a reason because they can't touch the ball. But I agree with him. They need to be on the jugs machine a lot because someone needs to step up and make a play. Because let's be honest, having a rookie quarterback throw the ball 44 times is a recipe for disaster, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be successful running the game. Well, running the ball in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, all those guys need to step up?
Yeah.
Maybe the offensive line, too?
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line played a decent game. I mean, there really wasn't sacks, but the thing is, you look at this team, penalties kill drives late in the game. That's the thing that happened. The first half, the first quarter, we did the typical run, pass, which we should just call it now the run, punt, don't you think? Because every time we seem to run the ball on first and second down, we punt it on third. Does that seem like what the Steelers have been doing recently?
That's really.
Not really. Oh, okay. Well, and that Presley Harvin with another 20-something yard punt. Bug, I think you could go out there and punt the ball 20 yards.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, exactly. So our punter needs to be better than that. I mean, Big Press needs to step it up. We cannot be playing every game from behind, every game with bad field position. The things you need to do with a rookie quarterback is play mistake-free football, have the defense make plays, and more importantly, when the field position is there, you have to take it. You can't be playing from behind, and that's how it feels like the Steelers are designing right now, is to always play from behind under Matt Canada. I mean, I don't know what is going on there. Miami did their best to give us a chance. Their new coach decides not to kick a field goal in the third or fourth quarter, I believe it's third quarter, to take a 2-score lead to go up 19-10. Instead, he goes for it and we get the turnover there. Thought it could be a big momentum-changing play in the game, Bug, but just didn't turn out for us, did it?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, maybe there's something to be said here about the weather that happened in the second half. I know it was like rainy stuff because neither team scored in the second half. Do you think that maybe weather played a factor in that?
Yeah.
You do? All right. Let's finish off the defensive talk, though. Defense played fine, but no turnovers again. And no turnovers is a recipe for the Steelers to be unsuccessful as offense. And I'll get into that later. But since Matt Canada's been coordinator, if the Steelers don't generate a turnover, they don't score over 21 points. It just hasn't happened. And we're here. The defense isn't getting sacks, isn't forcing interceptions. They're just not making the plays they need to do. I think there was only 1 3-and-out the whole game. While the defense didn't give up much of 16 points, with a rookie quarterback on the road, prime time, the offense not looking, they needed to step up and make a play. And Micah, did it happen?
No, not at all.
Yeah, and that's painful. Can't be playing from behind every time it seems the defense gives up early touchdowns. Makes adjustments, but the thing is we got to start coming out of the gate on fire instead of trying to make adjustments. And then let's talk about the offense. You have a rookie quarterback. He's not going to be perfect. And your play design seems to be where you have to run 10 perfect plays in order to get to the end zone. There's no big chunk plays. There's no explosive plays. It's dink, dunk, dink, dunk, dink, dunk, Does that sound like a way to be successful with a rookie quarterback, or with any quarterback for that matter?
Let's see. Yeah, no, not
No,
at all.
not at all. I mean, you have a 6-year-old here telling you, Matt Canada, that's not the way to do it, but you don't seem to understand it. Penalties, again, drive killers. Same with Dan Moore. He's a drive killer. He killed a drive by getting sacked. He had the big holding play after the illegal motion, which, why are we even motioning on 3rd and 1 with Kenny Pickett in there? You know he's going to get it, so why are we even running the motion? Terrible thing out there. I have some other things to say that are mostly Matt Canada's play calling. But Najee looked a little better this week, but he still just can't seem to make people miss. And when he jumps behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 1, were we not going crazy? Even your mother was yelling, "Why are you jumping? Stay on your feet." You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in the world sees what this team's doing wrong. It's just apparently the team doesn't, because we're stuck in our ways. On the defensive side of the ball, my losers were Arthur Millette, Levi Wallace, the whole defensive line pass rush. Really, the only guys I say played a game worth writing home about. I mean, Cam Sutton did a decent job covering, but dropped INT, can't write home about. Terrell Edmonds, same thing. He would have been a winner, but he dropped an INT. I think Minka played a good game, and I think Devin Bush played a good game. Those are about the only guys I saw on defense. You see anybody I missed there? Yeah, no. No, not really. All right, we get to the offense. Outside of Dan Moore, I'll say the offensive line gets a win for me because they did a decent job. Najee had his best running game of the year at 3.8 yards a carry. Kenny Pickett seemed to have time. Outside of Dan Moore, I think the offensive line did good. And the only other player I'll give a heads up to is George Pickens, because every time the ball was there, he caught it, including the touchdown that we had, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pat Freiermuth is one tipped ball away from being in this list for me, too. But just, the play, I know it's not an easy play. The ball tipped right before a ridiculously hard play. But for him to be a winner for me, either one, the Steelers would have had to win this game, or two, he has to make that catch on that tipped ball. Unfortunately, the tipped ball gets away from him. Not his fault, but I just don't feel like I could put him in the winners list when he really didn't do anything to change the tide of the game, as the results would have been the same whether or not Freiermuth showed up. Pickens really, and the offensive line are really the only winners for me. Freiermuth right on the cusp, but I just want to see, I hate to say this about Pat Freiermuth, but I just want to see one big clutch play out of him before I'm willing to really step up to it. Now, I want to talk to you about Matt Canada a little bit, our offensive coordinator, Micah. He's not getting the job done, is he?
Yeah.
I mean, consider this, and it's a big thing for me. Play design. When he was in college, the big one to me today was they faked the pitch to the left and then threw the shuffle pass underneath, also going left. In college, when I watched him as a Pitt Panther coordinator, they would fake that play to the left and throw the shuffle pass to a tight end going to the right to get misdirection. It just isn't happening now. You have rudimentary play design where on the 1/3 down where Kenny Pickett ran for it, literally all four guys just run straight lines. It just seems like the play design has been by someone who's in Pop Warner football, huh, Bug?
Yeah.
I mean, just not good play design, not getting receivers open. I think I saw 2 receivers open the whole game in 44 pass attempts. Just not what you want to see. Deontay Johnson, lack of effort on both the interceptions. I mean, he slips coming out of a catch, ball's intercepted. He doesn't even try to run the guy down. The next interception thrown to the end zone, instead of trying to come back and make a play on the ball, he just watches the whole thing happen. I'm sick of watching Deontay Johnson in big times not put forth effort. You can talk all you want. And Chase Claypool, again, being soft as can be. All 3 interceptions by Kenny Pickett. The one to Claypool looked like it was going to be a good throw for a decent game, but Claypool just falls over, gives an interception. The one to Deontay Johnson where he doesn't put forth effort, terrible on the sideline. The other throw was a wobbly throw. It looked like the weather might have affected Kenny on that one. Bad throw to the middle, but still, Deontay can give an effort and try to break it up. I'm not saying any of these are good decisions by Pickett. He needs to get better. But the receivers need to help the rookie out here. And I'm just sick of watching no effort Deontay. I know I've heard Chase Claypool's name in trade rumors, but if I was going to trade a receiver, I'm going to be honest, it's a $32 million Deontay Johnson I would get rid of. What are you thinking, Bug?
Yeah.
Yeah, you too. Let's talk about Matt Canada's offense. He has now been coordinator for 28 games. Only 8 games have the Steelers scored more than 21 points. 6 of those were done by the offense alone. The other 2, the defense or special teams, scored a point. So only 6 times in 25 games has a Matt Canada offense produced 21 or more points. Now, let's put this in perspective. Last year, the average points per game was 23 per team. And this year's 21.7. So I'm just saying a score above average once in a while. But you're talking less than 33% of the time he is scoring over 21 points. And to make it scarier, only one game in 25 games has the Steelers scored over 30 points. One time in 25 games. So you can say what you want. You can blame the quarterbacks this year, but it wasn't much better under Ben. I mean, yeah, we averaged 20 points a game. This year we're only averaging 15.3, but that's because we don't have a big game to outweigh the 3-point game, or it'd be a lot closer than that. You're talking the offense without a turnover has not scored over 21 points. In games where the Steelers don't force a turnover, the offense has not scored over 21 points. You're talking all 7 times last year with Ben, and the only time this year at the beginning of the year where we forced 6 turnovers and only scored 23. This offense just hasn't got it done. I don't know how we put confidence in Matt Canada. If he does not put up a big showing against Philly, Bug, do you think it's time to maybe make a change at coordinator after the bye?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that wraps it up for our BugCap here. I mean, that's all we have to talk about. That was pretty quick to the game. Bug, you got any shout-outs you want to make before we sign off here?
No.
No shout-outs? After a game.
Kenny Pickett.
Oh, you got one for Kenny Pickett. You do love Kenny Pickett out there balling in your Pickett jersey before the Steelers game this weekend. It was nice to see. I guess it's time to let you know I am the Viking Donkey. That's Viking _Donkey on Twitch and Twitter. Your daily dose of Donkey with Gingers, a YouTube channel where you can catch all this fun content. He's the bugaboo. You don't get to know any socials because he doesn't have any socials yet. He's a little young for that. But we thank you all for tuning in, listening to us. Maybe Bug will come up with his own segment where he has to talk for like a whole minute straight next time. Huh? Is that something that's in the books?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, you heard it here. That might be happening. But again, Dog Nation, Steeler Nation, thank you all for tuning in. We love you. Wave them if you got them.
Here we go.